Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, Mlb Dfs pre-lock live for Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. We're here. We're going to talk about the DK early slate. I keep seeing somewhere they've also mentioned as an afternoon slate, but when you look at the DK app, it's DK early. So it's 10 games starting at 2 p.m. or like 2:10 or whatever. So that's what we're going to hit. That's the biggest slate of the day. It's a little bit different on FanDuel. I think FanDuel, of course, they got to be different. They're splitting up their slates into a 3-game slate at 2 p.m. and then a 7-game slate at 4 p.m. So I'm going to mainly be talking about DK since it's the biggest slate, but all the players obviously apply. Anybody new? YourFieldlessChoice.com, $35 a month for 6 months, including every sport, and we cover every sport that DK and FanDuel cover. A lot going on today. We got WNBA locks at 1 p.m. an hour. They got 2 gamers. NASCAR, we got trucks going, and I think it's 10 minutes. Eric Big E's doing all our NASCAR stuff. He also has a lot of the Pocono stuff. I think this afternoon there's also the car races this afternoon, plus a bunch of races tomorrow. We got soccer going on, the Euro still. Adam's covering that. Aussie football. There's another 3-game slate tonight, 11 p.m. Walt will have information on that. And then we have Korean baseball, KBO. So that'll also be like midnight or 1 a.m. or something like that. So that's everything that's going on pretty much right now. Let's get into this quickly. So we still have plenty of time, but I'll need to talk to you guys all day here. Looks like we do have some weather. Starting out the Minnesota-Cleveland game. It could be a late start, could be possible postponement. So pay attention to that one. And then Seattle White Sox, same thing, late start delay, postponement. So and I do want to pay attention to Minnesota. I do especially Nelly Cruz in that slate. I'm not looking at any pitching, but there's a few bats we like. So as we get closer to lock, you want to pay attention to that game. And we see that game, what time's that game start? Because I kind of Nelly Cruz, so that's a 2:00 game. I have Cruz pretty much as almost a core play. Really, going up against a lefty at home. His whole career, so what he's done is smash lefties. So that's it for the weather. Looking at Vegas right now, of course, Toronto was just like yesterday running away with it. They have a 6.7 implied. Playing the Orioles. They're playing in Buffalo, which is another hitter's park, like we said. We know, in especially June, July, and August, going up against Keegan Aiken. They should be able to easily control. They're also the biggest favorite on the slate. I think minus 269. Yeah, minus 269. So they're the highest implied. The closest to them is the Twins, but they're a full 1.3 points below them. The Twins are going up against Sam Hentges. There's another gas can. Then we have, after that, Milwaukee at 5, and that's really it. So we don't have any huge games we're looking at beside Toronto. I still like the Braves, even though they're at 4-4, because they're playing in Cincinnati, Hitters Park, but the wind is blowing in. And we'll get to that later on, but I'd actually like the Braves stack today, which actually may be sneaky. So anybody watching, just ask any questions in the live question room. I'll try to answer them. Our cheat sheet has been updated, so we can run through that as we're going through everything. So let's start with pitching. Right away, Jacob deGrom is your main pitcher. He's going to be highly owned. You just lock him in cash. He's your main cash play on DK. And if you're playing FanDuel, the same thing. Just there's nobody even close to him. The only problem we even have with him is his pitch limit. We haven't seen him go over 100 pitches since April 23rd. But for an example, he just threw 70 pitches last game, and he still got his 36.9 DK points on 80 pitches. So he's just so far ahead of everybody. Best pitcher in baseball, use him. I saw an interesting stat here. I think it was on Baseball List, where it said, if you were to subtract Lance Lynn's whip from Luis Castillo's whip, you're left with what? Jacob deGrom's whip of 0.51. That just kind of puts it in perspective of how good deGrom is, especially this year. So, yeah, that was pitcher list. So, All right, so DeGrom's your SP1, no doubt. Lock him in. Me personally, I'm looking at two other pitchers from my SP2. If I can, and our projections are showing DeGrom at 41, and then you got Lance Lynn at 34% ownership. The problem is between DeGrom and Lynn, you're looking at 21, like almost $22,000 of salary. So we got to find some value. Lynn, I think Lynn is in a good spot today. I think he definitely can be your SB2. He's got the floor. He's probably the best overall talented pitcher beside DeGrom on his slate. So he's got a 3.82 xFIP, 28% K rate, and 13 starts. Better at home, where he's averaging 27 fantasy points, and he's going up against Seattle, who we like to pick on. So Seattle has got a bad offense, which we've been pretty much picking on him all season. Let me see there. He's a 199 favorite, and the Mariners just don't hit. So we all know that. I'm not going to go through all these stats again. So to me, if you have the money, if money's on the object, Lynn is definitely your SP2 going up against Seattle. If you want to spend more on bats, a couple other ways you can go. My third favorite cash pitcher is going to be Ryu for Toronto. He's $1,400 cheaper than Lance Lynn. I've been going back and forth on him all day. He's the biggest favorite, right? So we get a good chance for a win there. I don't know, but the problem is with Ryu, you're not going to get. He's not like a big time DFS player. Pitcher. He's more or less like a better real life pitcher. But he should get the win. Baltimore hasn't been hitting, but it scares me as they are kind of like overdue. But he still is. I would say he's in a decent spot at 8-2. Actually, kind of looking at it now, I kind of like Alex Cobb kind of better. I'm a Cobb guy. Right now he's got a career best 28.8% K rate. We know the Rays like to strike out. Revenge narrative, actually, X-Ray, right? So, it's been a few years, but he was a big prospect with Tampa. So I kind of like Cobb. I'm still going to probably use Lynn as my SB2, but I think Cobb's in play. I think Adam Wainwright is in play. I've tried to avoid him all season, but you finally got to face it. He's been a rock in this rotation, and maybe now he kind of depends on leans mostly on called strikes, but hey, he just keeps producing. He's better at home. We see he's a home favorite today against the Pirates. So, we know the Pirates aren't the greatest hitting team either. So I think Wainwright's in play, but Wainwright's 9-1. So if I'm going to pay 9-1, I'll pay the other $500 to go to Lynn. So definitely a GPP play. The kid for Tampa, Shane McClanahan. He's got great stuff. Bat missing ability. The problem is he's always on a strict pitch count. So you got GPP only. Anybody else? I'm not into Kenta Maeda. I can't play Patrick Corbin, even though I do see Corbin catching a little bit of love today. Some people I've been talking to. Kyle Gibson. I like Kyle Gibson. So you got Kyle Gibson today, and Gibson's only 6'5". So Gibson may be a sneaky play, especially with GPPs. So don't sleep on Gibson yet today against Kansas City at 6'5". So yeah, I was wondering, his ownership actually jumped up to 21%. He's actually jumped over Ryu now. So the more I look at it, I guess if you don't want to go use Lynn at 9.6, maybe go all the way down to like a Kyle Gibson at 6.5. Looking at it, they going up against Kansas City, who's only got 3.6 implied, which is low. And I'm assuming he's a favorite, right? He is, minus 151, so he's a decent favorite also. Yeah, so throw Kyle Gibson in the mix also. Kind of went over him. I kind of like glossed over him today. I kind of screwed that up. So DeGrom, Lynn, Kyle Gibson at 6.5, and then threw Rio in for Toronto 8-2 as your cash pitchers. All right, that's pitching. Let's go around the bases and see. I just pretty much just finished up my top plays. You can look at the cheat sheet as we do them, but right now that it's looking like the top projected ownership catcher is going to be Ryan Jeffers. Jeffers is actually having a really good season right now against lefties, and he's got elite numbers. He's batting 344 batting average, 438 ISO, 477 WOBA. These are elite numbers. So, and he's going up against Sam Henches, who's a gas can. So Jeffers is definitely in play. We just got to worry about that rain. Make sure the game doesn't get canceled. So he would be the top catcher, and especially at that price of $3K, to me, you lock him in cash. Is Zunino, is a Rays lineup out yet? Why don't I see a Rays lineup? Because I like Zunino today. What's a 4 o'clock game, so it's not out yet. If Zunino plays, I like Zunino. 244 ISO, I do like Cobb, though, but this is a type of pitcher where Zunino could hit a home run. 244 ISO, 45% hard contact, 54% fly ball rate on reverse split. This is a guy that definitely is adding up to a home run. Plus, he's 5 for 13 lifetime with 9 ribbies against Cobb. So, especially for GPP, Zunino's on play. You want to go all the way down to a punt. Riley Adams for Toronto. He hasn't been hitting at all, but he gives you a piece of that high implied. Maybe he'll get a hit or two today. And if he does, he's only 2K. He's in play. Jorge Alfaro is another one for Miami. He's really cheap. I don't mind using Alfaro. I've had some luck with him. He's only 2-3 going up against Patrick Corbin with that positive platoon. So Alfaro would be the other punt beside Riley Adams. All right, that's catching. I mean, all these other guys like a Salvi Perez. They're in play, but more of a GPP play, in my opinion. I'm dropping all the way down to like I said, if Jeffers' game doesn't go, I'm probably going to go with the Toronto catcher or Alfaro. All right, first base. So looking at our projections, it's probably going to be either Freddie or Vlad. Freddie's looking at 20% ownership, Vlad 15%. They're always going to, especially the way that both of them are hitting. They're always going to be your top plays, I guess, depending on what other plays you're going with. I always lean toward Vlad, especially with the season he's having. Now he's got back-to-back home run games. He's got a hit in 14 of his last 15 games, 250 ISO against lefties, and it's Keegan Aiken. So in a hitter's park, I love Vlad if you can get up to him. Freddie is facing Castillo, hitter's park. And lefties are hitting 301 off of Castillo right now. And I just noticed, I can't believe, how did all of a sudden Castillo get priced to 10.5 when he was sitting around 6.5 all season? Now he's 10.5. It's not like he's really done anything to earn it. He had that one good game against Milwaukee, but that's it. Even against the Padres, he had 18. So I always like Castillo, but the season he's had, he's not a 10.5 pitcher. So I like Freeman. He's your other top play at first base. Is pretty much a coin flip between the two of them. Just depends which way you want to go. Any other plays like Miguel Sano? He's been hitting terrible, but I think he is in a good spot against the Sam Henches today, especially a lefty at home. Puts Sano in a better spot. I'm not playing him in cash, but I bet you will see some ownership. A lot of people like to play him in cash. Let me see. Ryan Mountcastle is if he breaks a starting lineup today. Mountcastle is still having a hell of a season for Baltimore. Let's see. The Blue Jays lineup actually just came out. So does that mean Orioles are out? So if Mountcastle plays, I like Mountcastle. Tough matchup, but on the platoon, 227 ISO, 320 batting average against Southpaws. So he's batting 340 with 8 home runs over the last month, and 3 homers, 5 ribbies over the last 10 hits over the last 7 days. So Mountcastle's still hitting. He's on fire. Probably be batting third. He's a value play because he's only 3.9. Alex Kirilloff. Nope, he's not in the starting lineup. So take Kirilloff out. I see Trevor Larnach's actually batting cleanup. So Mountcastle, the top value. And, of course, my top punt's going to be Colin Moran, but he's going up against a righty. Wainwright they took him out of the cleanup spot. They put him in the number 2 hole, which actually may be better for Moran, batting after Frazier. I see Polanco is now in a cleanup spot. So Moran, to me, is a decent punt play. Since 2020, 223 ISO, 345 WOBA. Plus, he's got 6 for 17 BVP. So nice BVP number. So he sees Wainwright well. Used Moran the other night, got burned, but I have no problem going back to him. So your top plays are Vlad or Freeman, or to me, I'm dropping all the way down to Mountcastle or Colin Moran, unless somebody else pops up in a lineup spot. That's a value we weren't expecting. All right, that's first base, second base. Looking at our projections, probably Semien and Jeff McNeil pretty much have the same. Looking at both about 25% ownership on DK. FanDuel, you're looking at Albies, but that's right, that's a screwed up slate. So if you have the money, of course you lean Semien. I mean, Semien's having a great year. He kept the lead up job after George Springer came back. So 18 homers on the season. I mean, he's crushed lefties in his career. 356 WOBA in his career. So I like Semien. If not, I'll go all the way down to Jeff McNeil leading off, but only 3-2. McNeil's in a good spot. He's cheap. I mean, he struggled a little bit since he came off the IL, but he's always hit righties in his career, and that one definitely struggles against left-handed bats. So McNeil's my top value play, and then I got Semien as your top pay up there. Anybody else? Maybe Jorge Polanco. Ozzy Albies sitting there because he is 5'2". So he's up there, but going against Castillo. But the top play to me is Semien and McNeil, and they both show up. They're both the same amount of ownership. Okay, so now let's go to third base. We got, of course, this is going to be Josh Donaldson. Donaldson is everybody's favorite today because he is going up against that lefty Henkes. He's going to be popular. If you can get him in your cash lineup, you want to get him in there. I mean, he's always crushed lefties in his career, and now he's at home. Now he's at home with this crazy 943 OPS, 400 WOBA in his career, and 270 batting average was last month. I screwed up my stats, sorry. Any other third baseman we like? If you don't want to go to Donaldson, because I'm not a Donaldson guy. If Louis Rengifo actually starts today for the Angels, this may be more I get my punt because he's only 2K. And he's either been leading off or batting second. I have no problem going to Rengifo again at third if I know he's starting today. At 2K, and then I can get me a couple other bats, and I can use Lynn and DeGrom. A couple other guys, Joey Wendell, always in play when he's going up against a righty, and that's Alex Cobb. Austin Riley, he's cold now, but good matchup, middle of the order, Hitters Park against Castillo. Puts him in play. Anthony Rendon, his price has dropped now at 4K, but he's got 2 double-digit fantasy point games on his last 3, so maybe he's waking up again. So, but once again, Donaldson's going to be the popular play. If not, I'd go all the way down to like a Wendell or all the way down to a Louis Rengifo. It may not be one of my favorite cash plays if we know he's starting Rengifo. All right, shortstop. Semien is showing all the ownership on DK at 26%. If I can get Bo Bichette today, I want Bichette. He's $400 more than Semien. I got maybe more of a gut feeling about Bichette today, but he's in a smash spot. Hitters Park, 242 ISO, 423 WOBA, 339 batting average against lefties, and we said Keegan Aiken is not exactly Clayton Kershaw here. So I love Bichette. $400 less, of course, is Semien sitting there. He's a second and shortstop eligible. Joey Wendell also you can keep at shortstop. We just talked about him at third base. Willie Adames, you can play him. He's been in the middle of the order for Milwaukee in a solid spot against Senzatella, who sucks. And then one of my favorite value plays today is Miguel Rojas for Miami. He's batting 356 against lefties, plus he's got 11 for 26 BVP with 2 homers against Corbin. Which to me, that puts Rojas definitely in play for Miami. And their lineup's not out yet, I don't think. Oh, it is. And Rojas is batting 5th. Good spot. So definitely Miguel Rojas, I think, is in a great spot today at that price. Anybody else? I mean, the projection show Polanco at 18%. Timmy Anderson, I guess, is in play. But to me, it's all about Bo Bichette. I'm going to drop all the way down to Miguel Rojas from Miami. I got a feeling about Rojas, especially with that BVP. All right. So that already takes us to the outfield. Outfield is probably going to be loaded today. Our projections are probably going to show all Toronto Blue Jays and some Braves. So starting from the top, George Springer's looking at 34% owned. Lock Springer as a core play with DeGrom. He's going to be highly owned. He's only 3.7. Lock him in. Nelly Cruz, as long as that game goes off, he's pretty much my favorite pay up. You love Cruz at home against a lefty. He spent his whole career crushing lefties. Lifetime 300 batting average, 324 ISO, lifetime at home against lefties. Just lock him in as long as that game goes. Of course, Kuhn is in a good spot up there. Mid-price guys, we got T.O., of course. I actually like Grichuk a little bit better today than T.O. I guess they're about the same, but Grichuk's hitting the ball 37% hard contact, 43% fly ball. He'll put the ball in the air against Aiken. So Grichuk's in play. T.O.'s in play. People still aren't talking about Kyle Schwarber. Now his price up to 4.6. He should be in your lineup every day, I guess. I mean, he's got 9 home runs over his last 7 days, 13 homers over his last 15 days, and the dude's locked in. He's just freaking. So his price has gone up, though. Another good spot today against another righty. This Thompson kid from Miami. I think you really almost have to lock in Schwarber at 4.6. He's hitting home run every game. He even hit one against Lopez last night. That's the reason I didn't play him, because I liked Lopez. But if he's locked in, he's going to keep hitting them. So, and then he'll go in a 2-month-long slump. So Schwarber's definitely in play. Other value plays, we like Lourdes Gurriel for Toronto. Tyler O'Neill. I love O'Neill, especially on the reverse split against righties. O'Neill's crushing righties this year. 315 ISO, 395 WOBA. Ryan O'Hearn is a small sample size, but he's 5 for 6 BVP against Kyle Gibson. And, of course, Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds is a cash play every day at 3.3. Slash at 312, 401, and 538. So that's your outfielders. I think if you can lock Cruz in with Springer, you do it, and then try to fill it out with like a Castellanos, a Kuna, Schwarber. I didn't mention Adam Duvall at 3.4. He's in play. So there's a bunch of ways you can go here at shortstop. So Chris Duffy said Alfaro and Riley Adams are out. Who's catching for Toronto? Because what's his name was caught last night, didn't he? Interesting. So yeah, McGuire's catching. So McGuire becomes your play there then. What's McGuire's? And then Sandy Leon's catching for Marlins. I forgot about Sandy Leon. So I guess it'd be Reese McGuire. That would be your play. I mean, he was up like 3K though, wasn't he? Let me see here. McGuire's 2.4. Yeah, so McGuire becomes Adams. Thank you, Chris. And I guess Sandy Leon can be in play too. I mean, he's a righty. I think Leon's actually a switch hitter. Going to go up against Corbin, who sucks. Yeah. All right, so just switch that out with Reese McGuire now. Anybody else not starting that we're forgetting? So we got Springer batting 5th. Nope. All right. So that's the outfield. Right now, my core is looking at. Looking at definitely Springer, definitely DeGrom. Probably one of the big first basemen, and then I'll take it from there. All right. So top stacks. My top stacks today. An article just came out. We like the Blue Jays definitely. I mean, hey. Of course, it's no secret here. They're going to be chalky, so maybe try to build some of the lower bottom of the Blue Jays order. Guys like Lourdes Gurriel, Grichuk, guys like that. So it'd be a little bit different for GPPs. I like the Braves. I thought they were going to be popular, but with that wind blowing in, they may not be because their implied has dropped. Their implied is now, I said, at 4.4. So I kind of like the Braves. A good stack today. They won't be as high on as normal. And I like the Twins, of course. As long as that game goes off. All right. Any questions? We went pretty quick here, though, but I guess I'm getting this down when I'm by myself. Price picks. I got 2 price picks so far. I'll have more for later on tonight for the late games. But I do have 2 prize picks, code YFC. I know MLB, we've been rolling though. Last out we were like 7 for our last 8 for prize picks. So if you can play in your state, check it out, lock him in. I have Lance Lynn over 7.5 Ks today. And then I have Bo Bichette over 1.5 total bases. I think that both of them should be easy, especially the spot Lance Lynn is in today against Seattle. Seattle struggles against righties, especially strikeout. You have strikeout like 28%, I think, against righties. So I like Lynn. And of course, Bichette should get at least 2 total bases somewhere. All he needs is 2 singles or a single and a double, and he's got it. So I like Bichette a lot all over the place. So if I can get him in my lineup, Bichette's probably my top Blue Jay today. All right, so I guess that's it. I know I talk fast, but it feels like every slate we're talking about Blue Jays and Braves. It's lock is until like 2:10. My top plays will be out very shortly once I do some of these updates. Then I'll be around in Discord for any questions, and we want to monitor this Twins Indians game for weather, and also, so now I'm seeing White Sox weather too. Also, we didn't even talk about that. That may affect Lance Lynn. So pay attention to Discord, and we will monitor all this rain and see what we can do. All right, thank you, Mickey, my producer, and we're out here. Thanks.